Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. So, previously, we almost cornered Jock Sportsman. He was sweating pretty hard, but he thought fast, and he was able to distract us by just laying out so many different accusations on so many different people, and even called forth Maggie Bird there, and accused her too. And finally, he kicked everyone out of the office so he could have the crime scene to himself, because apparently he's been ordered to investigate the case, officially, so it's up to us to prove the truth. So, let's begin by having a chat with Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case.
I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. Has she never...
Oh, wow, I guess the first case would have been Winston Payne, and then after that, Godot. Yeah, she's never been cross-examined by Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her through the present button. Ah, well, okay. I'm glad it told me that. But first, the victim. Have you ever met the victim before?
Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir.
On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in at all, and I can't read. I'd have fit in all that well with them. My apologies. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder, and things started going downhill, so she quit.
But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Clock out for the night? The murder happened at 1.
Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I become a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help.
Good. So, will you tell us about the master key? Oh, wait. I need to actually go to present. Which would be that button. Yes. So, when did you discover that the master key was missing?
By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. but I'm sure that between those 2 times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir.
Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place?
It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window.
Always, you say? Except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge.
She used the master key. On what, I wonder? Anywho, let's ask about the prosecutor's badge.
That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor.
Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe.
With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit?
I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you?
I guess not.
On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Rude.
I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it.
Oh my god. She's saying the same things as Gumshoe. Oh man, they really were made for each other. It's like talking to another Gumshoe. Yeah, exactly. Nothing to say about the gun. Surely has nothing to say about the safe. And nothing about the stolen file. Okay. I'm glad I checked. So you used the master key. What did you mean by you used the master key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key.
The hat.
I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah!
What is it?
That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir.
Mm-hmm. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly.
It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when you loaned the master key to him.
No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see. Now, did Maggie personally confirm that she was opening the correct door for the person? Or did she kind of just go with the flow and believed Portsman when he said, "Yes, this is my office, please open this one"? No, that'd be too risky for him. And then, what happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come up close to his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. This key was used to unlock and lock Portsman's office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Oh. Okay, thank you very much for your time, Maggie. Gumshoe, anything to say? Yes, sir. Nope, nothing. Now, which room would it be? Evidently not this way. Oh, wait, I should look at this. Almost forgot. What? It's the missing book. Ah. Isn't this that missing Zero series file, sir? Oh, isn't this that missing Zero series file, sir?
No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind.
So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files, however. The cases within these files are not mine.
Uh-huh.
They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office.
Damon Gant? Or Manfred von Karma?
I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were.
Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right?
It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing.
Ooh, what? I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case.
DL6? Are we bringing that back?
So is this game actually set after Apollo Justice? Huh. Maybe, I'll keep that in mind, but just a theory.
A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent.
Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know.
You would sleep even out here, Detective. In a hallway.
Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful?
Maybe I should give it a try sometime. To envision myself winning, naturally.
For the first time second time, we're getting a peek in Miles' head. Yeah, we had Miles' perspective at some point in an earlier game, that's true, but it's a rare thing. Ball. Oh my god. When Maggie talked about how Jocks and Jim would play ball, I was picturing it in like an outside court. This is... Oh man, also, there's Winston. Okay.
What is a basketball doing here?
That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, a dodgeball, and even tennis.
And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Is everything alright?
Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds.
Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway and this room.
Oh, everything's okay, sir.
A word of advice. Stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight.
Okay. Hello, beautiful.
It looks like you're in quite a pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post haste.
Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open.
How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again?
Okay, this is weird. I'm experiencing a little crackling noise in my right headphone. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, I really hope that's not picking up on the video, because that'd be really annoying. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. Whatever that guy was paid, it was not enough. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. So, the number. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office.
Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir.
I see it immediately. As part of his ploy, Portsman moved the tennis hoop in front of Edgeworth's door, so Maggie relied on seeing the hoop and just let him on in. Oh my god, okay.
Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you are already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir.
So, why was Mr. Portsman particular about getting room 1202?
I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd?
Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Bah, why am I even wasting time thinking about this? The door. The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors would be pretty effective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Hinge. A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Wow, has Winston been, demoted? Huh. Okay, then. Well, we saw that. Interesting. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Room 1202. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops, hey. These number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know? Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... I know exactly how everything went down. Hello. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no sign that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, I think. Oh, wait, that was Edgeworth who said that earlier. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. So, Gumshoe, anything new? Ace Investigator. What's this? I was wondering about the investigation. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Let a real seasoned pro teach you how it's done. A real seasoned pro? Of instant noodle cuisine, perhaps. You know that you can always check out the really important spots in more detail, right? Yes. And if the area is too big, you can always use the arrow buttons at the bottom right. Oh, but don't worry, sir. The arrows only show up when you need to use them to see more. Oh, wait. I knew that as well. Oh. And when you think there's contradiction or something unusual, try deduction. First, you line up your cursor with the suspicious-looking area. Yeah. Okay, this crackling in my right is getting annoying. Okay, if this is actually showing up on the recording, I'm gonna be really mad. I'm pretty sure I already knew that as well, Detective. Well, if you can remember all that, then welcome to the world of pros. IW Ace Investigator, class dismissed. And all I wanted was an update about the investigation. So if I look around, are there arrows here? Okay, I don't... Was he trying to say there's might be arrows on these close-ups, or just the office, like what's present on the bottom screen right now? Huh. I suppose not. So let's look at our logic. The culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why? It was stolen from the security room shelf from 1 a.m. until 2:30. The key was used to unlock and lock Portsmouth office at 12 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. Yeah, so Maggie says that it was both stolen between 1 a.m. and 2:30, and it was simultaneously used to lock his office at 1:30, so what the hell's up with this? Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story.
What? No way, pal. I mean, sir?
Oh my god. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Wow! Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing.
And?
Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
You pretended?
Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking it up, sir.
So in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
Mm-hmm. So Jock set up the scene to get into Edgeworth's office and start rifling through the files. And then when he was done, and after he had murdered Buddy Faith, he got out, And, or no. Wait, so if Jocks went and had Maggie relock his real office after having moved the number cards and the hoop back into place, who held up Edgeworth at gunpoint at the very start of this case? Something doesn't compute with that. Anywho. Can we get in? The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Okay. If it's locked up tight, there's something wrong with that. Mr. Portsman office. Unlock the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? You're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door?
I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door? But how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the master key, prints on the doorknob, prints on the number plate. Yes. The prints on the number plate. They will tell us all that we need to know.
Everything? Really? Like what, sir?
For example, N-O. Well, I was so confident. Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir. How did you know?
Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... good save. Weren't prints wiped on this? I feel like on the doorknob would make the most sense. Well, wait, no. No, okay, let's try the master... No, wait. Okay, if we don't find Jock's prints on this, then that means he really does have this key? If we examine the fingerprints on the master key... Well, if that's what you want to examine, sir, that was the very first thing we did. I can tell you that we didn't find any prints other than Maggie's. Oh.
That's so brilliant, Mr. Edgeworth.
Should have trusted my gut there.
So what can we deduce from that?
Well...
I'll tell you what I deduced. I think this means that the culprit wiped their prints off.
Yes, that's exactly it. I'm glad you were able to come to the same conclusion. However, the more important matter is... we need to examine the prints on the doorknob. Okay. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, Detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Well, from that little black and white flashback we had, it didn't look like Maggie would lay a finger on the doorknob. She'd just put the key into the slot and turn it. I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. No? It's supposed to be Maggie. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? Oh, right. You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Aha. What have we here? There's a slip under the door. Oh, look at that. Okay, there are arrows now. Okay. But first, ball. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman?
Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball.
Oh, basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. Oh, wait, we saw this. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with a ball. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone. But it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Okay, that's seemingly innocent. It looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, Detective. I just found the position of the hoop to be a little off. Oh, yeah! If you look really carefully, you can see like a little indentation in the carpet around it. It's been moved. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The position of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Aha. Investigation complete. A shameful lost life has been restored. Okay. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case.
You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth?
As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman.
What?
Well, I shattered glass there.
Mr. Portsman?
I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. 5 a.m. Talk about a long night.
Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir.
All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Wow. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Ouchie. He got booked in the face. Oh well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now.
Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke?
It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jocks, Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case.
You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room.
I'd be mad too.
So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way.
You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I could see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl.
Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right?
It is him. This is his office.
The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know.
Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up.
Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything?
Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. Let's do it.
I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad about doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here.
Sorry, but we are not finished yet.
Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something?
I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on. With evidence. Right, let's press everything first. I think I have a hunch, but best to be sure.
I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but
my accusation is a harebrained idea, is it?
You tell me. I'd say it is, after all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit.
Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here?
Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him.
And that's it? That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain.
But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree?
Might I recommend that you review what the word evidence means?
It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here?
Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier.
Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room.
What should I do now? Should I raise an objection?
Yes.
You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you used this to open my door. Do we use the basketball hoop here? It seems kind of indirect, but the game did just make a point of saying that, hey, no, the master key was already used, you can't use it again here, in this accusation against him. I wish I could just show Maggie's profile. I'm gonna go with the basketball hoop. Okay, I feel like this was the wrong time to use it. And how do you propose I use this object to open your door? That is... It's okay. I know when someone's just grasping at straws. Hey, this straw was one of those crazy-looking bendy straws, man. With the loop-de-loops. It was cool. Wait, actually... Do you suppose that the term grasping at straws actually refers to, like, you know, hay straws? Oh my god, for like my entire life I always thought that it was drinking straws. Wait, uh-oh. Oh my god. This changes everything. Yeah. I better take another look in my organizer. Hold on, get back here. You're not escaping me that easily. It was actually the master key. I believe you were able to open my office door. With the master key, no less.
Objection!
Wait, hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it?
Oh, what?
You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we?
I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir.
See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what have you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example.
That's right. They do slide out pretty easily.
Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours, and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think it was his room? Here we go.
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir?
It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor.
Wah! That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop has been moved. Just sit it in front of my office to be sure.
I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack.
Boy, this sort of back and forth just feels really weird, because this is standard Ace Attorney back and forth, but two people are missing? Usually you would have a voice of contention rooting for the perpetrator, aka a prosecutor, and there's also the judge. It makes things feel so fast.
Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
If you were in your room, you would have seen the note. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he?
I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday.
Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here.
Yeah. Now you're just spouting nonsense.
Hold it!
Nonsense, you say?
Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. I had the girl open my office door.
Hold it!
Using the master key, of course.
Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right?
Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you.
After that, I was in my room the entire time.
Hold it!
And what were you doing in your office?
I was doing my usual training regiment.
Training regiment? Were you going through your law books from start to finish?
Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance.
Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. The weakest legal muscles, it would seem.
I was doing my usual workout, so... You don't have a single reason to suspect me.
Hold it!
I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually.
Objection!
But none of those would stand up on their own.
Objection!
Then what about all the evidence? I'd like to point out here that they're shouting objection at each other, and they're not even in a court of law. They're kind of just shouting it for no reason.
Objection!
It's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence.
He seems to be trembling a little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony.
Okay. I was in my room for the entire time. If that was true, sir, how would you have not noticed this note left by the victim?
Objection!
That was a lie.
What are you talking about? How was that a lie?
This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman.
A note?
It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing?
Shall I explain it in full detail for you?
You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me.
Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence.
No way.
This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Her prints weren't on his door.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints.
My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time.
You're right. I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints.
Her prints? What do you mean they have to do with anything?
Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office.
And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world.
What?
Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints. Well, I can readily confess that I had to wipe that knob down as well. Huh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example.
Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway?
Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Haha, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it.
Besides, I have an airtight alibi.
Airtight, you say?
I only realized that I had one just now as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us to have told you sooner. Uh-oh. Portsman's alibi, huh?
Okay, I think this will be the best place to end things. Boy, this video really flew by. This Jocks fella, he's one slippery little eel. Now, presumably, he's about to start talking about the missing key and how it was missing. I wonder if there's any chance to use logic and connect more stuff, but I guess that's through with, at least for now. Well, whatever curveball this guy is angling to throw at me, I think I can square up for a home run. Huh. And, goodness, it was great to see Winston Payne. That was a great little Easter egg. Like, the name for him when you spoke to him was just Prosecutor. It keeps him being a completely non-character for anyone who made this their very first Ace Attorney game, which is really weird. But I appreciate the wink and nod. So, if Jocks was actually looking for a file that was left behind by Manfred von Karma, do you suppose that... Gosh, I don't know, but do you suppose that means that there might be something interesting going on relating to the legacy of Manfred? Like, this is a game where Miles is the protagonist, and, well, his past has mostly been cleared up completely. The only thing that could really be expanded upon in his past is to show more of his relationship and history with Manfred back when Miles was his student, or apprentice rather. Like, that would be the only reason I could think of why the game would bring up Manfred von Karma by name. Like, it's kind of a contradiction when you look at it with the evidence I've been provided. Like, we saw Winston in the flesh, but he wasn't mentioned by name. We didn't get a name for him, yet we knew it was Winston. And yet here, Manfred was mentioned by name. So does that mean that we're going to get some Manfred content in this game? That'd be pretty neat if so. Looking forward to that, but it's just conjecture, of course. Anyway, I'm looking forward to next time getting this guy for good. Actually, you know, I could maybe... No, I don't know if there's going to be another investigation phase here. Like, it's so fast that for the sake of pacing, but then again, this is just a tutorial. It could just be really fast to maybe... Okay, slowing down here. I think... My point is, I think we're going to wrap up this first chapter here next time, and we'll probably start up the second, so looking forward to that, because, yeah, that's going to really be when the game kicks into high gear. I'm interested in seeing what sort of scenario we're going to find ourselves in, because this case here, it hits close to home. The murder took place in Edgeworth's office. What's going to be the circumstances and locations of the next murder? I guess we'll have to see, so... For now, I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been Ace Attorney Investigations. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.